suspect list. So I'm kind of ordering like the characters from what I think is the most likely suspect to the least likely suspect. So before I only did the females, the girls, because at the time, it was only possible for a girl to have done it. But we have since uncovered some more information, and it is now possible for a boy to have done the murder. So I went ahead and I ordered the boys from least likely or most likely to least likely to be the killer. So let's go for that real quick, and then we'll talk to Aoi, who has an emergency. Alright, so for the girls, just real quick, most likely to be the suspect is Toko, and then Celeste, Kyoko, Aoi, and last, Sakura. So now let's do the boys. We'll start from least likely, and so at the very bottom I have Taka. So Taka is the ultimate moral compass. So I don't really see him as a killer. Honestly, I don't really see any of the boys actually doing the murder. But then again, I thought Leon wasn't a murderer, and we all know how that turned out. But yeah, Taka is the ultimate moral compass, and I believe it was his idea for everyone to tell each other their embarrassing secrets, so nobody would have like the motive to kill somebody else. So he really seemed open to just talking about his embarrassing secret. So I don't think he would kill somebody to kind of cover it up when it was his idea to talk about it. So yeah. Although, how crazy would it be if he's Genocide Jack? If the ultimate moral compass is actually the ultimate psycho? Pretty crazy. I don't think that's actually true. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm gonna just accuse everybody of being Genocide Jack. I have to be right sometime, right? Next, I have Byakuya. So, I don't think Byakuya is the murderer because he is helping us investigate. So, yeah, I don't see him like being the murderer. He was actually the one that kind of showed us the e-handbooks of Leon, Sakura, and Junko. And so I feel like if he was the murderer, he wouldn't have shown us that, so that way he can frame one of the girls. So yeah, I don't think it's Byakuya. Next, we got Mondo. And I believe when I first kind of started playing this game, and like with the first murder, I assumed Mondo could have done it because he's like a gangster and stuff. But now I'm kind of starting to warm up to him a bit. And I was actually kind of hoping that Mondo would kind of develop this relationship with Chihiro. You know, we would have the ultimate like gangster and biker, this rough and tough dude, kind of develop maybe like a brother-sister relationship with Chihiro, who is kind of just calm and gentle and wouldn't hurt a fly. You know, I was kind of hoping we would kind of see a relationship like that develop, where Mondo would be protective of Chihiro. But yeah, that doesn't seem like it's gonna happen anymore with Chihiro being dead. But yeah, I don't know, I don't really see Mondo doing it. So most likely from the boys who would have done it is Hifumi and Yasuhiro. I don't really know too much about them, so I don't know, they could have done it, but I don't know. I feel like, and obviously the key part to solving, I guess, this murder, it's the secrets. Like, what are the embarrassing secrets? I think that's gonna play like a major part. I mean, obviously, it's the motive, so obviously it's gonna be pretty important. Well, anyways, with that out of the way, let's talk to Aoi, who has an emergency. I'm assuming it's something about Toko because I believe she was gonna take Toko to her room. So let's see what's going on. This is a serious emergency. Please, please, you gotta help me. Just calm down, okay, Hina? But it's an emergency. An emergency? What happened? Yep, something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. So, something is going on with Toko. Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Byakuya? Since it's Toko, I must admit, I'm intrigued. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure? Don't make me repeat myself. I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no, and that'd be the end of it. Okay, come on, hurry. Oh, wait for us, Hina. It looks like she headed to the dorms, to Toko's room, most likely. You're right. Oh, we're back over here. You're talking to the wrong person. You waste of space. Oh, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Okay, Toko. Is Toko inside? Some kind of emergency? Are we going in? Maybe not her room. Let's, I guess, try Aoi's room. Where's she at? Oh, I didn't see her there. You guys are too slow. I think you're just too fast. So, what's this emergency? Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back to check on her, see how she was doing. But when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out and she kept saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff. We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. Oh, what the hell's going on with her? I might as well give it a shot. Ding dong. The door swung open slowly and silently. Holy crap. An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a grasp out of me. What? Oh, nothing. It's just that Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room. Leave me alone. Yeah, sure thing. But could you open up just for a second? Won't allow it. Huh? I won't let Genocide Jack have control. Is she like bipolar or something? And just like that, she slammed the door in my face. Well, what was that? She's been acting like that the whole time when I rang a little while ago. Does she have split personality or something? I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door, but it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door. Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? Is that why Toko's so scared? Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? Maybe Byakuya, because she's in love with him. Go talk to her, dude. Hey, Byakuya, you think you could ask her to come out of her room, I mean? Sure, whatever. You're gonna talk to her, Byakuya. Well, I guess you can be nice when you want to. Byakuya stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. After a few moments, leave me alone. You're all so annoying. Byakuya. It's Byakuya. I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. What promise? I won't let Genocide Genocide Jack have control ever again. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on. Hey Byakuya, what was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise. Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. You little liar. You absolutely know something. But if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Oh yeah, okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her. Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. Byakuya, and I hurried to catch up. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking toward his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library. Come on, let's go in. Huh, okay. Let's see. Oh, can we come into this room? It's the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here. It all makes sense once you're inside. Oh, okay, so I'm supposed to go in here. Okay. What's in here? Well, there's so many books and files, and so much dust, too. I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. Okay, what's... There's a ton of thick files stuffed onto the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. How? What do you mean? All those files there are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh. If you pay attention to your surroundings, you should discover that value for yourself. Okay. Let's look around. What's in this box right here? There's a wooden box. It's empty. So did Toko go through these files and just have like a mental breakdown or something? Although judging by the smudges and the dust, it looks like there was something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? Okay. Let's check out the lamp there. Huh, it's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before. Do you have any problem? Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. Oh, got a medal, nice, okay. This shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. You have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh. That's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I return the file to the shelf. There's so many files stuffed on the shelf. What's in all these things? Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous. They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. The Illuminati. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there. You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library. Did Monokuma fill this library up with like cold cases so that way people could kind of get ideas on how to get away with murder? The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right? That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show just how much power Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple. Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there is no doubt. Hold on a second. You're saying you've read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret, confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible? I already told you, there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council, and I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have the time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf. This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murderer. The first characteristic is that every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that the victims are murdered. Is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials So, how could the killer have known about suspending the victim? That's the key question, but in fact, the answer is quite simple. The culprit isn't a copycat killer, it's the real Genocide Jack. Okay, so if Genocide Jack is the ultimate psycho, hold on. Alright, I'm fixing my mic. So if Genocide Jack is the ultimate psycho, if that's his ultimate, then the only other person we don't know the ultimate of is Kyoko. So, could be Kyoko, or maybe Monokuma kind of lied about what somebody's ultimate thing is, or they have multiple ultimates. So Toko Fukawa, so Toko, she is the ultimate writer. So either that's a lie, or she is also like the ultimate writer and the ultimate psycho. I don't know. Just thinking things through. That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Oh, okay. Well, I remember in the first trial, there was an empty seat. So, is there maybe an actual other person with us that we don't know about? Because Monokuma just said that the seat is there just to kind of fill out a circle. But what if that seat actually belongs to somebody? Okay. Then Genocide Jack really is such a brutal, fiendish killer. Really is walking around among us. Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two. If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. Okay. They reveal the ones with real power, the secret council controlling everything from the shadows. They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. Well, are you gonna look? What do I look at now? There's a ton of thick file stuff in this bookshelf. All those files related to cases, internal documents for police eyes only. Okay, it's the kind of thing any normal person would ever want to look at. Be careful. What is there nothing else to look at? I guess talk to Byakuya again. Byakuya, about that Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it? Well, he didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Is it gonna show us anything? Byakuya handed me the file and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I had reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. Oh shit. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. It seems like a lot of them are just stabbed with scissors. Victim Ken Harada, office worker 32. The murder took place in the parking lot of the victim's apartment complex. The victim suffered multiple stab wounds across his body, believed to have been inflicted with the same scissors that were later used to attach the victim to the wall. Damn, you can like hang up a person with just a pair of scissors. Man, brutal. Murder the victim's apartment complex. The victim. Okay. As with the other cases, at the scene of the crime, the word bloodlust was written in the The scissors used in the murder were apparently custom made, with every pair left at each murder scene. Seem to be material and construction. Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Kaku, 23. Kano Issei, 14. Takashi Yoshida, 30. Komatsuna Taro, Takefumi Kono, Uchida Naohisa, Takashi Masamune, Yuto Yumejima. There was no end to it, but one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All of the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way, and at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. Now take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. Profiling results. All of the crimes took place either on weekdays, at night, or during holidays, either day or night. So essentially, when there wasn't school, the most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder. The key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. A split personality, like the kind of thing you see on TV. So, I'm part of another totally unbelievable story, but this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb. Genocide Jack case file has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. So, it is Toko, right? Yeah, because she seems to be freaking out about not letting Genocide Jack take control. So I think, I guess so far my prime suspect seems to be correct, but maybe not for the reason that I originally thought. Okay, interesting. Alright, we should get going soon. Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Oh wait, Byakuya. As usual, Byakuya turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Just all of a sudden like that. Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we would be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own. Well, goodbye. And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he'd cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack, he's the one that killed Chihiro, and that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker rooms. I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can. Okay. I guess, between episodes, I'll, update my suspect list, figure out who's, more likely to have split personalities.